starts now.
Welcome into Weather Extra. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. Let's get to our first alert weather headlines, and we are going to see an increase in the spotty showers and storms over the next couple of days. Another big story, feeling hotter by the weekend, and we're monitoring the Gulf for the possibility of tropical development. You know, we were watching off the East Coast, that system. If you were checking with Lauren and Tania, Fred, Matt, and Mickey past few days here, we've been talking about that system, and it's looked rather impressive, but it didn't grow into a tropical storm, but that's another system. Now we have this system that we're watching, only a 20% chance of development. I was just talking to Lauren here. We're thinking this is going to move in towards the Florida Peninsula, but you can see that there's a lot of unsettled weather in here, so showers and storms will impact the Alabama Gulf Coast if you're headed down anywhere from Orange Beach, Dauphin Island, all the way over to Panama City. Could be some showers and storms there associated with this next 2 days. Some choppy water and unsettled weather, unfortunately, because of that system. But as for us, are we going to see a lot of rain out of it? Well, not a huge change around here. There are some showers. If you can see on the map here and find those, they're very, very isolated. You got to go in close. You're really going to have to zoom in on that Fox 6 weather app to find these. But we have a little shower that's moved around Warrior. It's tracking back in towards Sipsey, and the general motion is east to west. We've been in this broad easterly flow for several days, and that's one of the reasons why it's felt so tranquil. I mean, we had some areas, we started out in the 50s earlier today, and the weather for May standards has been incredible temperature-wise. I know it's been a little chilly out on the lake. It's about to get hotter, but we'll see some more of these pop-ups tomorrow. Again, very isolated stuff. Looks like one little shower that's tracking across Interstate 59 here around Springville. So folks right there around Springville probably going to have to flip on the windshield wipers maybe once or twice, and that's it. This is going to track on off towards the west direction, but that's if you're wondering, do I need to water this evening? Yeah, you need to water. Not a lot of wet weather. Can't promise a lot out there for tonight. You can see rain chances, we're keeping it rather low there, 10% for most areas through at least 8, 9 o'clock tonight. But looking ahead to tomorrow, our first alert workcast for Wednesday, well, you can see a better chance out on the job site, probably right there around time to head home, maybe a few pop-ups. I think we get through most of the workday at least, from 9 in the morning there through about 3, 4 o'clock. Most areas will be okay, but you can see there 20-30% chance for some of those showers and storms going into the evening. But coming up here on Weather Extra, I'll be back full 7-day forecast, show you when to expect some of those hotter conditions. And with the heat, we're talking about hot car safety, talking about the importance of sunscreen. We're coming about to close the door on May, but it is Melanoma Awareness Month, Skin Cancer Awareness Month. We want to talk a little bit about that. And snakes, they are out right now with this warmer weather. We're going to bring you a story there, and need to certainly watch our step these days. We'll talk a little bit more about the 7-day and all that's coming up right here. Stay with us. You are watching Monday or Tuesday edition of First Alert Weather Extra.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Good Day, Alabama.
A new morning comes with preparing right, because while you slept, news broke.
We have new information from that breaking news that happened this morning.
While you head out, the storm we gave you the first alert for is on its way in. And as the key turns the ignition, your shorter route to work is being found.
Avoid 459 southbound completely because of a crash.
A new morning means everything you need for a good day is on Good Day Alabama, always on your side.
The First Alert traffic you need to get you there safe and on time. Tomorrow morning, everything you need for a good day is on Good Day, Alabama.
You're late, out the door, and on the go. Don't worry.
Good Day, Alabama continues all morning long.
And wherever you watch, this is what you need to know right now.
More reporters on the streets with more hours of news when you need it. Everything you need for a good day is on Good Day, Alabama. knowing first is everything. First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Lenahan. A recent report shows more than 900 kids have died in hot cars in the U.S. since 1998. And as summer approaches, it's even more crucial that parents or caregivers pay close attention to their surroundings. So CeCe Pearson, the founder of Babypalooza, says many times hot car deaths are an accident, and there are several things you can do to prevent them. First, put something you need in the back seat, like your wallet or purse, something you have to take with you when you leave your vehicle. Also, you want to make sure when you're not in the car, always keep the doors locked. This will keep young ones from getting in and not being able to get out. And if another person is taking your child to daycare, have an absent day plan.
You want to have the daycare center have a plan. Just say, if my child doesn't show up, please call me. And so that way you have a safety net where they say, hey, you know, CeCe didn't make it to school today. And that kind of gives you a reminder. But the same thing, you want that parent to do put something in the back seat, because, you know, if they don't normally do this, they're going to go about their normal routine and may forget that they have the child in the back seat that day.
And if you see something, do something. Pearson says if you see a child left in a car, call the police. As the weather gets warmer, it's important to remember how to protect our kids from the heat beyond just sunscreen. WBRC's Oliviana Calmes is on your side with some do's and don'ts for this summer.
Well, sunscreen is great, but it only goes so far. There's a lot more tips you can remember as we get into those hot summer months. It might be tempting to put a blanket over your child's stroller or car seat to shield them from the sun, but that can actually be really dangerous.
You know, there's no circulation of the air, so it can, you know, certainly actually make that environment hotter for that child. But then also just a danger of the blanket getting up around the infant's face and suffocating them. So just like with loose blankets and bedding in any, you know, sleep environment that they have can be a huge suffocation risk.
She wants parents and guardians to make sure children are hydrated, sending them with a water bottle for activities especially. And she says another do is putting lighter clothing on your child and making sure they're getting enough rest. She says this time of year is when we see a rise in hot car deaths, so one tip she gives is to put something essential with your child in the back seat, like your phone or even your shoe, to make sure that nobody gets left behind. In Birmingham, Oliviana Calmes, WBRC, Fox 6 News, on your side.
Great advice, Oliviana. Well, dramatic video that's enough to make you seasick. Passengers on a Carnival cruise ship over Memorial Day weekend are sharing their nightmare moments after the ship sailed through a storm, causing crazy moments on board with water coming into some areas and sending plates and glasses flying. In a statement, Carnival responded in part, quote, guests on board the ship were safe. Our medical staff helped a small number of guests and crew members who needed minor assistance. Well, the summer boating season has obviously officially begun, and state troopers are wanting everyone to have a fun yet safe experience. State Trooper Freddie Ingram says you must have personal flotation devices on board for everyone who will be on the watercraft. Check and make sure the kill switch or emergency cutoff switch is working. Everything should be up to date from the registration and so on. Also test your horn, whistle, and other features on your watercraft. Ingram explained you don't want to find out during an emergency that you don't have what you need or what's available doesn't work.
Make sure that the fire extinguisher is still good. On these fire extinguishers, you'll have a gauge here, and what you need to do is check that gauge and make sure that the needle's still in the green. If it's still in the green, you're good to go. If not, you need to get you a new fire extinguisher. On these life jackets, we have a type 2, which will fit most everybody. We have a type 3 PFD. When you're fitting these PFDs, make sure that they fit the person for their size, chest, and weight.
Any child under the age of 8 needs to wear a life jacket at all times, whether they know how to swim or not. Now that it's nice and warm outside, humans aren't the only ones getting more active. Well, snakes are too. And we're hearing about more people spotting these reptiles. Our Lauren Harkson is on your side with how to keep them out of your yard this summer.
You have a greater chance of getting bit if you're trying to catch it. You have a greater chance of getting bit if you're trying to kill it.
So Mark Hay with Alabama Snake Remover says it's better to just let the snakes be. They're more scared of us.
A snake looks at us as something big, like we would look at a bear. And as it sees us coming, the first instinct it is going to do is try to remain still, try to use their camouflage to blend into their surroundings and not be seen.
The second, to get away as quickly as possible. But finally, if you try to hurt them, Hay says they could lash out, just like people would.
Once you hurt this snake has nothing else to live for, so he's going to pack you with as much venom as he possibly can. So the safest thing to do and the smartest thing to do is just turn around and walk away.
There are some things you can do to help prevent snakes from being attracted to your yard, and they don't include what you might expect.
A lot of people ask me if mothballs work or snake away works. Lime, mint, I've heard ropes draped in or soaked in diesel fuel works. None of these things work.
Hay says snakes need what we do, shelter, food, and water, and you can easily get rid of 2 of those.
The biggest things that I recommend are keeping a tidy yard, keeping your grass cut low, keeping leaves and piles of debris raked up. And if you do have to feed your dog outside or something, make sure you don't leave a bowl of food around that the dog is not going to finish before the evening.
That food can attract rodents, which can attract snakes.
If it's in on your property, in your yard, especially in your house, and you can't live with it, I understand. Give us a call. They don't have to die.
And get this, Alabama has around 40 different species of snakes, but only 6 are venomous. That's just about 15%. So while you should be careful if you spot a snake, there's no reason to go out of your way to hurt or kill them. So coming up next on First Alert Weather Extra, we check back in with Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt to see what the rest of May holds for us, and then I'll take you beyond the 7-day well into June. We'll be right back.
If your bath looks like this or this, you know it's time for a replacement. Hey everybody, Joe here with BJ Wurzen, owner of West Shore Home, to talk about how he's making sure you get the best possible value on your shower or bath replacement. BJ.
That's right, Joe. Now more than ever, I want to make sure people are getting the most for their money. And there's a few ways we're doing that. First, we have hundreds of styles and options for your bath remodel, so you can make sure you're getting exactly what you want. Second, as you know, we only use employee installers, never subcontractors. So our crew is going to follow a process to make sure everything is installed properly. And then finally, a few days after the job's done, we're going to give you a call and make sure you're 100% completely satisfied with that experience.
Amazing, because a lot of contractors will show up and the second they're done, the customer's on their own. You're saying West Shore is there every step of the way, even following up after the project's done.
You got that right, and it's all backed by our online reviews. Right now, we have over 26,000 5-star reviews.
That just shows how much you truly care about your customers. Now, how about somebody who needs that shower right now but has been putting it off because of cost? How can you help them?
So we're making bath remodel affordable for almost any budget. For a limited time, you can get your shower or bath remodeled for only $99 a month. And for anyone who's watching this commercial right now, if you call in and mention it, we're gonna throw in free installation as well.
You're saying you'll do the entire project from tear out to complete installation for as low as $99 a month.
That's right, let's take a look at the project. Here's a time-lapse video of one of our installations. You saw there, we started in the morning, removed everything down to the studs, and put in a new shower all in the same day. Here's some more. Easy low-step showers, deep soaking tubs, beautiful wall styles, and modern accessories. We can do jobs like these for as low as $99 a month.
BJ, thanks so much. Folks, West Shore Home is making shower and bath remodeling more affordable than ever. Call now and take advantage of this extended offer. Get your new shower or bath for as low as $99 a month. And you heard BJ, if you call in now, he's going to do free installation on that project as well. Call the experts at West Shore Home now.
Welcome back into Weather Extra, our First Alert 7-day forecast. Next couple days, well, we're going to have similar temperatures compared to today, mid-80s overnight, lows in the 60s. And looking at this 7-day, yeah, goodbye 50s at least for now. And we're going to have 90s coming back. We still expect by the weekend we'll have a lot of areas that are close to 90 degrees, so about to crank up the AC, and that's to be expected, right? Just in time for the start of June. We got one more day to go. We're about to close the book here on the month of May, but comparing this May to others, it certainly has been, especially past couple of evenings, one of the nicer months of May I can remember around here with these comfortable evening conditions and low humidity. But looking ahead, so tonight, very isolated development. We're still in this broad easterly, east to west flow across the state. So any rain that pops up, we're going to see some of those scattered areas of showers next couple of days. Anything that pops up is going to still be moving generally east to west across the state. So check the app. Basically late afternoon, most of the day will be fine. Notice in the morning, another nice start to the day, 60s, no problems if you need to get out there and trim the lawn tomorrow. I'd water the garden, water the lawn, because we're not going to see a lot of wet weather. Afternoon highs back in the mid 80s, but notice by 4 o'clock, a couple of pop-ups showing up, and you can see this even shows parts of the Birmingham area, perhaps a couple of scattered pop-ups, but I don't see my neighborhood here showing up on the map. We haven't seen a lot of rain in some areas, so I know if you're wondering, do I need to water the tomatoes, I would plan on doing that not only tomorrow, next several days. Not a lot of rain, although we are seeing a disturbance over the Gulf of Mexico. This is what we told you about off the top of the show. This is down over the central Gulf, and the European Model Ensemble data wants to take this across Florida. GFS brings some of this tropical moisture back in towards the coastal areas, and that said, especially with the proximity to this unsettled weather to the Gulf Coast, I think there's going to be a good coverage of scattered storms and some choppy water there next couple of days. Not as nice as what we've been dealing with there along the Gulf Coast. I can't rule out some showers and storms. This is the GFS global data, and you can see it paints a pretty good coverage there along the Florida Panhandle, places like Panama City. I'd plan for at least scattered development there through Thursday. As for us, further inland, more hit or miss for us next couple of days, but still kind of cloudy at times, just like what we saw today. I think we'll be in fine shape, though, by the weekend for Alabaster City Fest. Again, we're going to be cranking up the heat a little bit. Highs closer to 90 degrees, but hope to see you there in Shelby County. We're a big part of that event this year, and I'll be out there on Saturday. We got some great music on the way for that event, too, this weekend. I believe Sister Hazel, and we're going to have all kinds of local talent out there, so hopefully you can stop by Alabaster City Fest, say hello there on Saturday. 20% chance for a shower. That rain chance there is going to stay very hit or miss in the early next week. Want to bring in meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Lauren, as we look ahead to the weekend, seeing those 90s starting to pop up in the forecast, and we may not be seeing those 50s coming back for a while.
Yeah, Wes, it may be a minute. You know, it really depends this time of the year. If you do see oftentimes a more decent cool down, you may get a little front early on in the season, or you get something in the way of a tropical system that can bring some rain and cloud cover. So we're certainly keeping a close eye on things beyond the 7-day. You can see the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. We look pretty normal here in central Alabama. It looks like areas to the southeast where there is an anticipation for more rain and some cloud cover around, kind of more unsettled weather that could lead to below average temperatures, and then maybe the far northwest corner of Alabama getting in on the above average temperatures, whereas the rest of us looking fairly seasonable. So as we get into beyond the 7-day, here we are June 5th through 14th. Our average high as we get into early June is in the mid 80s, so it looks like we could be near or slightly above that as we go into early next week. But then notice kind of a little dicey here as we go into that second weekend of June. That's hinting, you see highs in the 60s. You're like, what is that? That could just mean it could be a wet pattern, maybe having a system coming in here that could bring some rain and cloud cover. But remember, this can and will change. It's not a guarantee. So looking pretty mild to start off next week. But then as we get into that second weekend of June, again, seeing some signs that there may be some cooler weather thanks to some rain, maybe some clouds in the forecast. But generally, I still think we're looking pretty average as we go into June for central Alabama in terms of that precipitation outlook 6 to 10 days from now. So let's take it beyond the 7-day. Here we are next Wednesday, June 7th, showing again another trough setting up across the northeast and digging down here into the southeast. So that could bring another opportunity for us to be a little cooler than average once we get past that initial warm up this weekend and early next week. And that also brings a chance for some showers and storms as well. So seeing the possibility of maybe a bit of a more unsettled pattern as we go into that second weekend of June, bringing a little bit of cool cooler air in the forecast in the terms of some clouds, rain, but I think generally as we look at this, there's still a lot of uncertainty. So we've really got to see how this pattern and that potential for a low developing in the Gulf, how that will play out, and that will really help us to determine beyond the 7-day what could be in the cards for us. But hey, we just wrapped up Memorial Day weekend, which we consider the unofficial start of summer. And as you spend more time outside, as we've been saying, don't forget to protect your skin from the sun. Sunscreen is a great tool to do that, but health experts say many people may not apply it correctly. Today's Health Minute has more on common sunscreen mistakes and how to fix them.
Sunscreen is the most common and one of the easiest ways to do it. We just have to remember to use our sunscreens. They assume they can just apply it when they're already at their activity or they're already at the pool or the beach, but you actually have to apply it about 10 to 15 minutes beforehand. You also have to remember to reapply every 2 to 3 hours.
Well, it looks like we're having some technical difficulties with the audio on that package, so we'll be right back after the break.
We heard the first alert. Mom says we have to go. She says I don't have time to grab any more toys.
Need to be in your tornado safe place. Get there right now as you have.
We have to get to our safe place because sometimes when you hear the siren, it's too late. That's why she says knowing first is everything.
We know weather can be grab the umbrella or jogging shoes, but it's so much more. It's a science, an art, led by knowledge and experience.
And no one has more of that than a WBRC First Alert weather team.
Warning you first with more hours committed to you. And the first forecast built to see weeks, days, and even minutes ahead, right down to where you live. From the team you trust on your favorite screen.
Doing the weather better. The WBRC First Alert weather team, always on your side.
The first alert is more than a warning. It's a promise. A promise to get you out of harm's way with plenty of time to spare. 4 walls and a roof can be replaced. Lives can't. That's why knowing first is everything. First Alert weather.
Welcome back to Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. The famous Grand Canal in Venice turned green over the weekend, but the reason why is still a mystery. Police have collected water samples for clues. They're also looking at surveillance video to see if anyone suspicious was around the water. Barbie Latza-Nadeau has more.
Venetians are used to just about anything happening in their beloved Grand Canal. Tourists jumping into it, even surfing in it. They're used to high water, low water. But on Sunday, they were seeing green. At first, one city official was sure it was another episode of climate activism, giving the term going green a whole new meaning. None of the groups usually involved took credit. Instead, the region's president announced on Twitter that authorities believe a tracing agent used in small quantities to find leaks in underwater structures somehow got spilled into the water. He says it isn't dangerous for the canal's flora or fauna and hopes it doesn't give climate activists any ideas for their next stunt. Officials say they don't know how long it will keep the canal system looking like slime or exactly how to get rid of it.
Well, check out this picture. Fox 6 viewer Jennifer Mills sent us this photo, a game camera capturing this bear near Akron and Hale County. She says it's the first bear she's ever seen in Hale County. Man, he's cute, as long as he doesn't run up on us while we're eating dinner. Well, it also turns out, as we saw with our bear friend, animals can get irked by constant selfie takers too. That's what appeared to have happened with this bison at Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming this month. Video captured a tourist getting a little too close to a bison when the animal suddenly lunges towards the photographer, who runs and falls but appears to get away safely. The National Park Service warns visitors that bison are unpredictable and dangerous when approached. Shocking, you know, I feel like I too can be unpredictable and dangerous when approached, but you know, we all got to get our selfies in, right? But you can catch us back here on Weather Extra tonight on First at 9 for an update on the 7-day forecast from Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. And join us here on Weather Extra every weeknight on your favorite streaming platform at 6:30. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Have a safe and happy Tuesday evening.